Huh? Oh, Angel's there.
Oh, look, Stacy joining us. Stacy can make Thursday calls. What's up, girl?
Hey, well, just today because I don't have a
Oh
volleyball practice.
gosh.
So
Yay for no volleyball practice.
spring break.
We got Jenny. Good, we got the Jens. Miss Krista on board.
Hello.
I didn't know if I was gonna make it on time. I'm on dad duty right now. I'm on doggy dad duty, so he's hanging out here. Dad went out and caused trouble on St. Patrick's Day while mom stayed home. And she got her night out tonight. And this is the picture I just sent her. So it's a screenshot from my phone. See if it'll load. This is what happens when I'm in charge of the dog. Loading. Hey, Dale.
Hello.
Did the picture? Oh man, did it show? I don't know if it showed. You might have to click to open it. My dog got a carrot stuck in his chest. Hot Mess Express. Season, where you at tonight? I only like calling people that aren't on camera. Oh,
Hi, what? What was the question?
where you at tonight? You on the treadmill?
Yeah, I just got on. I can barely hear you. I'm on my phone instead of my computer because my computer is almost dead.
Oh,
And
tonight's not the night to be on your phone. I brought a presentation.
oh, all right. Well, let me switch over to my computer then.
You're fine. If you're going to be walking, I'm fine with that because I'm going to repeat everything I say on here, and then I'm going to send out. I gotta create a house. I need a link on my site where all of this stuff just lives. It's just taking me much longer to do that because I keep going down rabbit holes, and I say that, and we'll keep all the videos on the YouTube channel so you guys can find them whenever if you miss it. But I'll always share the link now that the TC's calmed down and get back my life in order. Get life back in order. It's weird not having anything to do on Monday night. But we requested nutrition as the first post TC call. So I kind of leave this one open after too, because I don't think I went down a rabbit hole and created three guides for this. And by the time I put them into presentation mode, I only got through one of the guides. And only separated to three because the file size was getting out of control. So I was only able to get three of them into the PowerPoint, but I'll break them down as I go. And this one is kind of driven by last night's call. So if you were on the finale to the transformation call, our winner let us know he got there the by the way of macros and Chick-fil-A and Chipotle diet. So he was able to hit all his macros on Chick-fil-A and Chipotle and still drop 20 pounds. It is definitely possible you can do that if the macros are down right. There are some big caveats with that, especially eating out. You have less control over portion size. And I mentioned that to him last night. Like sometimes Chipotle hooks me up. Other times Chipotle is running low at the end of the night, and I get this little thing of chicken that I know is not the size of my hand. And I'm like, oh, they're just cheaping out on the chicken, probably because they want me to buy the double portion. They're just trying to get an extra dollar out of you, Chipotle. You could do it. It's harder. And I imagine, you know, reflecting on Matt's wins over the challenge, I was sitting there like, you know what? I'm betting his diet was even worse beforehand. So Chick-fil-A and Chipotle might have been a vast improvement from what we were putting in beforehand, especially when he told me over the last year he had lost 30 pounds before doing the challenge. The downfalls, and not so much Chipotle. I'm not gonna badmouth Chipotle because Chipotle, like, you can get a bowl with rice, chicken, lettuce. What else you put in your bowls at Chipotle? I do the fajita veggies. Am I the only Chipotle fan here?
I've been to Chipotle once, and that was maybe a couple months ago.
What? Oh, you
Yeah,
didn't like it?
not that. It's just that every time I went to have Chipotle, especially at work, let's just say things didn't work out. I ended up still working through lunch, and by the time I got there, everything was gone. So,
All right, I feel you on that. You said it's because he's a man. Still salty about that knowledge.
I put black beans in my bowls.
Black beans, I get beans too. I go with the pinto because
Fiber.
I Chipotle is my kind of cheat. So I get some beans too. I do the fajita veggies. And depending on
Do
where I'm
you
at,
put rice in it?
huh?
Do you get rice?
I get rice. I usually get the brown. Kim grew up Spanish, well, she didn't grow up, she's still Ecuadorian. So that didn't change. But Ecuadorian household, so she's always, you're gonna take the white rice, Alex, right? She's like, yeah. White or
Oh,
yellow?
I
Yeah,
thought there wasn't.
actually I do both. Um,
You do brown rice?
yeah.
Then they look at me like they never heard of brown rice when I go to that house.
I mean, it's not very common. I started because my mom's diabetic, and so she switched to brown rice when I was young. And because she cooked, what she cooks, we eat or we don't eat.
That's
Um,
accurate.
so I kind of like knew about it, obviously, because made the switch, but otherwise, like, it's not common. Most people just stick to white rice or yellow rice, which
Accurate.
are my two tops, because brown rice turns out is significantly more expensive for no reason whatsoever.
But like I was just reading this thing the other day that brown rice really isn't any nutritionally different than white rice. Is that true?
Yeah, that is correct.
That's what I
Accurate.
thought.
Accurate. It's a little slower digesting. That's it. Less
It
spikes.
doesn't, yeah,
Less-
I that's why I switched back because it doesn't really make a huge difference, and it's um like there's not like not that much higher in fiber. It's like a couple grams at most. It's not lower calorie or anything, so
Yeah, it's
that
it's not game-changing difference. It's not gonna blow your mind on which one is. It's got more fiber in the brown, little more nutrients like the bran and the what is the other one in there? Germ. It is germ. And you get a little more nutrients, which that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I think the big thing people push on it is like the glycemic index is lower. So it's just a slower rise on the blood sugar. And that's why Alex's mom, who's diabetic, switched to the brown rice. So it's not game changer, but I like the brown rice. I like the brown rice. But I started thinking about that too. Like, all right, so every morning it sounded like was Chick-fil-A for breakfast. And I was like, oh man, that's just starting your day like lacking nutrients. Chick-fil-A, you're getting a chicken, so you got some nutrients in there, but you know, tell me Chick-fil-A is probably the highest quality chicken. I highly doubt it. That's
Did
it's
you say he just ate the patty though? Like no
you did
bread?
just eat the patty.
Okay.
You did just eat the patty. But even then, like it's not, I just don't think Chick-fil-A is probably going to be the highest quality chicken. It's delicious, and they're putting some stuff in there to make it that delicious.
I mean, I always get the grilled chicken nuggies and like a
Yeah,
side salad,
they
so I feel
can't
better
mess too
about
much with
myself.
that. They can't mess too much with that. So you're good there. Why are you you're not working today?
Well, I'm winding down on the second job, so I just got home. I literally worked 40 minutes. So yeah, I just got home. So rather than go
Walk
inside, I'm
into your
just
house if you want to, or you can talk to us in the car.
thanks. I appreciate it.
Who's on your roof?
Oh, this is it's Scar. Yeah.
I got it after I asked, right before you took it down. Play a little Disney trivia. So back on my track for the night is the real mark you're missing when you're doing stuff like that is the nutrient dense foods and like what nutrients are in the food, what benefits you're getting
Right.
from all that stuff. So I just want to like go over the basic nutrients tonight. And really I went three guides deep on this, and I'll probably break the other two into another call because I want to cover them all and not feel like rushed through. But I used to do that. I think I mentioned like the first time I went keto, and I know some people have done keto on here. I went with Arby's. I was like, I can get an Arby's roast beef sandwich with the cheese and then take the bread off and eat two of those and get like 70 grams of protein. Beautiful. Didn't care about the fat, and Arby's is worse than Chick-fil-A on nutrient denseness. I mean, you're getting protein, but it's I shudder to think about the decisions my 24-year-old self made. And now I'm like focused. I make sure to have veggies with each meal and to vary those veggies up and make sure what I'm putting in has some other benefits because started it was like, all right, I want to focus strictly on performance and getting stronger. And then I wanted to focus on aesthetics. Get a little older, I'm focused on longevity and not just lifespan, but like health span. I want to live as healthy as possible for as long as possible. I don't want my vision to start going earlier than it should or any of those things. Like, what can I do to mitigate all of that? So, eating a nutrient dense diet is where I lean on that. So, I create a little go-to guide on just best foods, best foods to get in, and a run of the gamut of the nutrients, best ways to get them, why we need those nutrients. So, I'm gonna go right into that and then leave some time at the end. Well, I literally just finished this, so you get to see my Canva screen because I didn't even download it yet. I was just revamping. Boom. Presentation mode. Present. Can you see that? Yay. Go-to guide for top nutrients. These are going to be the basic ones too. Especially before I went down the rabbit hole. That is my problem with these things, is that I go down a flipping rabbit hole. So I started at these and I'm like, oh, you know what? That's a good one too. Let's go down a little further. Let's keep diving. Let's keep going and see what else I get. And vitamin A, big important one. You know what? That's actually opening sentence there. I got to ask, just does anybody not know the difference between a fat soluble vitamin and a non-fat soluble vitamin?
How they're absorbed.
How they're absorbed. So anything, vitamin A is a group of fat soluble. So you want to have that with some kind of fat. It's going to digest. You're going to get more of that. You're going to absorb more of it by having fat included with it. So I think eating eggs with any of these things are in there that are on there. Fat soluble compounds, including retinol, and retinol esters. Antioxidant beta carotene, and found in many yellow and orange plant foods, also found in several animal foods. Why I like vitamin A? Eye health. My dad's vision, I watched it plummet over the course of a year when he turned like 50 some odd, and he went from 0 to 100 or 100 to 0. Very bad vision now. And where's my glasses? And he constantly loses his glasses. Drives me crazy. So I'm big on getting the vitamin A in. Also healthy skin, because you know what? I want to live long and I want to have a good health, but also want to look good while I do it. Definitely helps the immune system, which I know everybody's, complaining about being sick right now. So big win there. Strengthens the bones and promotes a healthy reproductive system. Easy to get too. Beef liver, not doing it. Cod liver oil, I'd maybe try that. But salmon, I eat salmon fairly on the regular. Eggs, eat them almost every day. Sweet potatoes, love sweet potatoes. Carrots, if you were able to open up a picture, Coda eats carrots every day because we care about his vision. Mangoes, cantaloupe, pumpkins, leafy greens, simple to get it from there. Just load up on those greens. Red bell pepper and dairy products. Signs of deficiency. If you feel you like have any of these, feel free to speak out and join me in the chat tonight. Like, actually, I can't see the chat box right now, so I'll keep an eye on it. But weakened immunity. If you're getting sick too often, something's probably not right. You get sick during flu season, like everyone is sick right now. Not too out of the norm, but if you're getting sick like every month, might be time to get, just get a little test and see, am I deficient in anything? Hair loss, another thing I don't want to do. I told her I will shave this whole thing off the second I start losing hair. It'll go bye-bye. Acne, dry skin, night blindness, dry eyes, and infertility. I see, I got a new message. Well, those deficiencies are calling you out. Get more vitamin A then. Put down the rice and start messing with the vitamin A more. I got to keep moving my windows around. There we go. That actually looks better.
I mean, I eat eggs every morning for breakfast, so, and
So you getting some?
like that. Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying, like, I just appreciated some of those were just calling me out.
I like it. Vitamin D. This is one, like my personal experience. I actually can notice if I'm not getting enough vitamin D. And maybe it's just that seasonal affective disorder, and I'm inside too often for somebody who lives in Florida, in Central Florida. Like I got to get outside more. I got to not be in a gym or behind a computer and give the dog more walks. It drives my wife nuts because I refuse to walk him with a shirt on because I'm like, that's just more contact point for the sun. I go in the morning and she's like, why you gotta walk around like that for the neighbors to be all judging you? But it's the sunshine vitamin. Your body makes more vitamin D from sun exposure, spending more time indoors than ever. Vast majority of people are low on vitamin D. I got a blood test like 2 or 3 years ago, and I was shocked to hear I was low on vitamin D because I do get a good amount of sunshine time. But now I try to get a little more, but again, weigh things out. Weigh things out. Like you probably shouldn't go bask in the sun and look like one of them hot dog ladies. You ever seen those hot dog ladies? We don't have any on here, do we? That would have been embarrassing. Where they're just over fried from being out there too much. I saw one today. But it helps the body absorb calcium. So two, they kind of go hand in hand with each other and support healthy bones. Another one for healthy immune system, can reduce cancer risk. Obviously, too much can increase that cancer risk, skin cancer, but also can lower inflammation. Vitamin D rich salmon. Salmon's a big winner. Salmon's a fattier fish, so you got to watch your fat content going up and the calories going up. But salmon, especially wild caught, is going to be loaded with vitamin D. Sardines. Somebody tried to get me to eat anchovies today. That's a whole nother story. Sue, you're looking like you don't want sardines. I'm not going to force them on you.
It wasn't even the sardines, it was the beef liver. I was like, beef liver?
I'm going to go into the liver ones real quick. Tuna, cod liver oil, beef liver, egg yolks, shrimp, mushrooms, fortified milk, and yogurt. Sunscreen doesn't affect your ability to get vitamin D. I like that. I like that. Is there that much of a nutritional difference between wild caught and farm grown salmon? You know, I have feelings on this, and they might not be completely. Yeah, I think wild caught's probably going to be better because they're eating stuff that's out in the ocean and that they're just taking in nutrients. The same with like grass-fed beef. If you look at a grass-fed beef next to a regular beef, it just look like it not a like a farmed beef where they're just eating grain and stuff. You can kind of see there's a difference. It's harder to see with salmon and stuff like that, but you can see a difference where you're like, this actually just looks healthier. Season says huge difference in quality chef wise, but there's a lot of that. Like my real apprehension, especially with tilapia, which I hear is the worst of the farm caught fish. Like avoid farm tilapia at all costs. Has anyone ever done a bunch of Disney people? Y'all have done Living with the Land, I'm sure. You ever see those tilapia in there that swim around in their own
Yeah,
eat it?
and they're all
It's gonna-
huddled together.
yeah, they're all just swimming in a circle, eating that feces from them like, and I'm just yeah. So I'm like, all right, it probably happens in the ocean too, but if I can get that wild caught, and this is another one where I'm like, I gotta do like another. I need a note taker because I think of these things. I've mentioned them a few times. I found Wild Fork right near us, which is generally all natural and like either grass-fed or organic. And I was like, I'm gonna just compare this to Publix because my wife swears by Publix. And I'm like, this place is not more expensive by any means. Publix jacks up. I will not shop there if I don't have to. They jack up the price on everything. That was the biggest sticker shock thing when I moved from Connecticut 10 years ago, where I was just like, what? Why is the one grocery store they have super expensive? So if you can find the right place to get it, it's not going to kill the bank. Not going to kill the bank. But yeah, I worry about them swimming around. Jenny said added dyes, which there's a lot of stuff coming to light with dyes. And there's certain countries that ban a bunch of dyes, but they're allowed here. I'm like, oh, if other people are saying it's okay and we're not, or other people are saying it's not okay and we're just all eating it and there's some health crisis going on there, I'm going to try to avoid that. And I'm not super drill sergeant on it. Sometimes I want to have the damn hot Cheeto or whatever, but it's just not doing it on the regular. I know I feel better that way. So weak bones, fatigue, muscle weakness. That's what I was getting when I was a little low on it, was fatigue, osteoporosis definitely linked to it, and depression. Just think about it. When you get sunlight, most people are going to be more happy or going to be happier. Vitamin B7, there's a bunch of vitamin Bs. I chose biotin because biotin is in a lot of supplements right now. Like you'll see a biotin supplement, and it's very popular among the female crowd for the first reason listed there. It promotes healthy skin, hair, and nails. So I could tell my wife all day to eat that entire list, and she'll be like, she'll take a biotin supplement, no problem. Ooh, because some influencer girl told her to take that biotin helps her skin glow. Don't, why are you laughing, Sue? She's not home now, so I can.
I was gonna say you're like really coming at your wife. You better watch out. You know, I might
Hopefully,
friend
she doesn't watch
request
the
her.
recording.
She's coming up on my friend request. You better watch.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I should run out and go get it. I found these little single serve packs of creatine that I refuse to Google what those cost. And I have been trying to get her on creatine regularly for the longest time. And that's why I was spiking her shakes with it when she was like, I was giving her a little, but no, somebody mentioned that creatine's good for you. That wasn't her husband, and was like, I got these single serve things. God knows what these single serves cost. And I'm like, creatine is one of those supplements that, as long as it's not from a highly, yes, creatine roofies, as long as it's not from like a highly processed facility where they're just loading it with crap, like in filler, it's gonna be the same. It's almost always gonna be the same.
The conversation that you and Matt had last night and talking about the creatine, I got off that call and I was like, I think I should be on creatine. I really do. I'm a sucker for if somebody says it's working for them, I'm like, I'm gonna try it. After the conversation, I really am giving it thought.
I'll cover supplements again on one of these, but it is one of the most tested supplements out there, and like proven to have, I don't think they've ever found any kind of negative to it, but endurance is a big one. Strength increase, just helps you, hold water. And with the strength increase comes a little muscle increase, which is gonna, okay, what brand? I'll buy right now. I'll send you one when we get off of here. I'll send you the one I take because it's not expensive and it's a healthier brand. But that's just one I'm like, and now there's so much science coming out about the brain health and fatigue where I'm like, oh man, that's even better. They say 5 grams tends to be the standard. And now I'm like, oh, brain health comes in at 10. Let's try that. And then it'll tell you, if you're not getting enough water with it, you might get a little crampy, but that's very rare. Vitamin B and all the B7 and all the B vitamins water soluble, so you can just take it with water. Can't store them, and they need to be replenished daily by food or supplements. So we said healthy skin, hair, and nails, healthy nervous system, helps your body turn protein, carbs, and fat into energy. So it's just helping that digestion and conversion process to simplify it. These are all like simple things. Egg yolks. Gone is that science that said, "Oh my God, eggs are gonna raise your cholesterol so much and you're gonna die." I'm eating 2 eggs. I'll be fine.
Yeah, if you eat a dozen of them a day.
Yeah, they go to Gaston diet. Everything in moderation or everything outside of moderation is crazy. Liver, legumes, nuts and seeds, bananas, sweet potatoes, mushrooms, avocados, and broccoli. Brittle nails. Again, that's what promotes healthy skin and nails. Hair loss, skin rashes on the face, cracks in the corner of the mouth, depression. A lot of these tie in with depression too. Fatigue and numbness or tingling.
Can I add something to this one?
Do it.
If you take a biotin supplement, you got to be careful because it does interfere with some lab work, especially that related to cardiac related issues. So if you're having chest pain or whatever, you take a biotin supplement, it interferes with their certain blood work troponin that they draw.
Ooh,
So
that's good to know.
you wouldn't get an accurate reading of that particular
So it can skew
lab.
the results.
It skews it, yeah. You have to be off of it, I believe it's a couple of weeks beforehand, or at least a week. I can't remember, a week or 2 weeks.
All right. I try to do a lot of things to like you get the blood work, you kind of like they give you the range on there and it says low, healthy, and high. I had a freak out moment because they sent me my most recent labs before the appointment, and I started just playing. I should have talked to you about it, Krista. I started playing WebMD on it, and I had high estradiol, which is you want to tell us what estradiol is?
It's a female hormone.
It's a female.
Estrogen,
It's
part of
estrogen.
estrogen.
So I got on the phone with the doctor today. I'm like, what the hell is this? She goes, yeah, you also have, a healthy diet and a higher testosterone than most males in your age range. And I actually, because even though it says high on their chart, I still am in a healthy range because it's 10% of what I'm at over here. I was like, she talked me off the ledge this morning. I'm like, am I gonna turn into a girl? I'm not. I'm good. I would have been okay.
Hey Tom, the biotin will also interfere with thyroid labs too. So there's a bunch of stuff. People should probably stop that about a week before their routine blood work.
Look at that. I love having you two on here.
Unless you have biotinidase deficiency, and then you should keep taking it.
Bam. These docs are coming out left and right. I do wear tutus. Thank you for the reminder, Sue. That's a whole story for another call, Sue. Oh man, yeah, I don't know that any costume this neck in 2 weeks has a tutu with it. Most of them have shirts too. I'll figure that out. Vitamin B9, folate. Folate occurs naturally in many foods, like most of these. Folic acid is a synthetic form of folate that some manufacturers add to fortify foods. I had to Google this portion. People with the MTHFR gene have trouble converting folic acid into folate, and it is best to avoid it. So if you have that gene, probably avoid it.
Yeah, but they're actually, not to make this into a medical call, but they're learning a lot about that gene that is actually, it actually is a lot different than what they originally thought. So there's a lot of new research that's coming out about that gene. So
I like having you on here
stay
tonight, Jen.
tuned.
Thank you. That helps. Now I got to go down and find your new research, find the other research. The more you know. Helps the body produce red blood cells needed to make and repair DNA, supports healthy growth and development during pregnancy, improves cognition. Leafy greens. This should all be eating leafy greens. That was very early. That was like a hard thing for me to do early on. And now I love spinach. I love just all grains. Asparagus is like a daily staple in my diet. Brussels sprouts. I'm trying. Beans, I eat broccoli on the regular, avocado, oranges, mangoes, eggs, and deficiencies, anemia, fatigue, trouble concentrating, depression, mouth ulcers, sore and red tongue, birth defects, and fertility issues. Yeah. B12, also known as cobalamin, mostly found in animal foods. So if you're vegan or eat a plant-based diet, I don't know if I have any vegans on tonight. Alicia's my go-to vegan, and she hasn't been popping her head on here lately. No vegans on tonight, but supplementing with it, good. That's another one that MTHFR gene can lead to low B12. Helps the body form red blood cells, prevents anemia, supports healthy bones, promotes a healthy nervous system, and helps the body produce energy. It's a big one. If you're feeling tired all the time, like something's off. And there are tests that you can get to tell you that things are off and find out like, oh yeah, your numbers here aren't good. I was going back to the vitamin D, I was shocked when they told me I was low on that. It was that and magnesium. Started supplementing with them, threw me right in the right direction and getting a little extra sunlight. Plays a role in DNA formation. You see me wiggling around a lot. He's just chilling here. Hi. He's just chilling down there. Vitamin B12 rich foods, beef, chicken, salmon. This is like everything I eat, so we're good. sardines, tuna, clams, eggs, milk, and nutritional yeast. I forgot to go on my liver tangent. Sue, you were making the face at liver? I'm gonna go down that tangent before I
It's
do the
beef
next.
liver. Like I don't know. There's just nothing that sounds appealing about beef liver.
Nothing. Signs of deficiency. Fatigue. I'm gonna go through those and then weakness, tingling in the fingers and toes, anemia, poor memory, depression, shortness of breath. I'm a hypochondriac, so if I ever feel shortness of breath, I'm calling one of the three docs or nurses on here immediately. That's one that would freak me out. And pale skin. Even when I get sick, like I coming down with a little congestion, I'm like a little short. I don't like this. I don't like it. Sue brought up the liver, so I'm gonna go backtrack. Did anybody ever see this guy who popped off on social media 2 years ago, the Liver King? No? Oh man, it's gonna be lost on you then. The guy got
Yeah,
who's seen him?
Denise.
You saw that guy?
Yeah.
He got
Like,
sponsored by like a supplement company and selling products that were like liver pills and everything from beef liver to chicken liver and little supplements to go along with it. And Denise, how would you describe his physique?
uh, muscular, but like kind of gross muscular.
Kind of not natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of not nat. He was this really freak of nature looking burly man with like red skin and just probably every bit of 280 pounds of rock hard solid muscle and just machine looking dude. Like trying to tell people, yeah, I got this way off eating beef liver. And no, that was not the case. They actually caught him in it. Somebody leaked his text and he was getting his hormones and all sorts of stuff and little extra stuff and he got busted and then kind of faded in a little obscurity. But he still presses those supplements. But he was a freaking nature. He was a weird looking dude. Kind of crazy, not normal. But that was my tangent for liver. He was so popular 2 years ago. Back on track. Vitamin K.
Wait, I thought you were going to convince me to eat beef liver. I thought that's what this conversation was for.
Look, I'm not opposed to it, but don't think that you're going to look like this Liver King guy just because you're eating beef liver. You're not going to turn into this gigantic bodybuilding looking man because you're eating liver. And if I wasn't sharing my screen, I'm going to pull him up too. As soon as I get through what I got. What slide am I on? I'm on 7. I got 10. So I'm going to pull him up in like 10 minutes just so you can take a look. And yeah, like we'd eat, they were kind of gross videos. We just was very big on like living on a farm type of, I live on a farm and me and my kids hunt for every bit of food we catch and just going in on just like eating the raw liver. I'm gonna throw up not pleasant. You like asparagus, Angela? I love
I
asparagus.
love it. It's like such a great breakfast vegetable.
I like it. I hate prepping it, and I hate like chopping it just for some reason because the pieces all go flying everywhere. And this one tries to eat them. And that Wild Fork place has bags at the same price as Publix has their organic stuff of just the regular spears. And I'm like, this is great. I'll just get it all here. It's so good.
Are we just gonna skip right over breakfast vegetable?
No, it's so good. Like if you make like a hollandaise, like and get some asparagus and get like, an egg over easy, like breakfast vegetables. They're so good.
Oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna try it in my eggs
Yeah.
next time. I'm gonna try it in my omelet. We're gonna give her a chance, Dale.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I also do like spinach and like mushrooms. Like most breakfast is just like spinach and mushrooms scrambled up with my eggs and then some cottage cheese. But like breakfast vegetables, they're so underrated.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think they got the votes against you tonight, Dale. They
I
came
know.
after you. I'm gonna try it because I'm not opposed to anything. Remind me to tell you my asparagus story once I get through vitamin K. Two forms, K1, which is in plants and leafy greens, K2, which is in animal foods and fermented foods. Works with vitamin D, so you often see vitamin D paired with K2 in some supplements you can get out there. Helps your body metabolize calcium, supports blood clotting. Somebody on here who's brighter than me on blood clotting. Why is that a good thing?
So you don't die and bleed out.
So you don't die and bleed out. I think people hear blood clots and like freak out. This is actually a positive thing. So don't freak out about blood
You
clotting.
didn't eat
Doesn't
your
mean making
potato
blood
things.
clots that aren't where they're supposed to be. It means it's like the way your blood is supposed to coagulate. If you lack vitamin K, you can't do that. So that's what I'm saying.
Jenny explained that so much better than Tom would have. Thank you, Jenny. Where would I be with that? You and Chris tonight. Debbie chiming in, we good. Promotes wound healing because it supports blood clotting, strengthens the bones, improves insulin sensitivity,
Nutrition
one.
person.
and anti-cancer properties. Get in spinach, kale, broccoli, asparagus, collard greens, lettuce, cabbage, olive oil, and sauerkraut. When my digestion was off, I started putting like sauerkraut and fermented foods with every meal. Helped so much. But signs of deficiency, osteoporosis, excessive bleeding, bruise easily, poor wound healing, and heavy menstrual bleeding. Broccoli is also fantastic. So, Angela, I know you and Alex are super excited about Epic Universe. Outside of Harry Potter, what are you looking forward to seeing the most?
For me, it'd be Nintendo, the
Perfect.
Nintendo
That's
Land.
what I was hoping
Like,
you'd answer. That's what I was hoping you would say. So,
I'm-
what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, I'm just kind of excited for all of it.
All of it.
Like, and I'm sure, I know Alex is doing like her run right now, but I know that she's probably
excited too.
the same.
She's
We've
moving
talked
it. I
about
like it.
Nintendo.
I grew up Nintendo nerd, and because it was a soft opening, I'm gonna go on a tangent again for a little bit. Because it was a soft opening, and you expect things to still be in the testing phase. We got to Nintendo, jumped right on the Donkey Kong line because the other two rides were closed, and waited 10 minutes for it to break down. And we're like, nope, not doing that. We'll come back to it later because the lines weren't bad at all. We waited probably 20 minutes total, and then gave up. And then we jumped over to Yoshi, which we were like, we're not waiting 30 minutes for Yoshi. Absolutely not for this little slow ride. And then Mario Kart was down. So we said, let's go eat. And Kim got a salad, which no one told us that with the pass that we went in on, all food and drinks were included that day because they were testing out the restaurants too. And that has not been the flow for the team member thing. So like, yeah, let's go get a lunch. And obviously just tried a bunch of things. I had the Bowser's meatball, but she's like, I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to get a salad. They gave her one spear of asparagus with her salad. What? I've never seen it like just maybe at a bougie restaurant, but like who gives you one piece of asparagus? One single little asparagus that big?
Yeah, that's like a Michelin star where they like dot the little like sauce or something. Like Season probably knows what I'm talking about, knowing she's a chef, but like, and then they put like some foam or stupid something on there. Like that sounds like what you're talking about.
I was not about it. I was like, this is ridiculous that's what they gave you. One is I guess I expected like if you go to a high-end restaurant, but I'm in the Mario Land eating at the one Toadstool Cafe. I'm like, give her 3 asparagus. This is ridiculous. I got the Bowser's meatball though, so that was absolutely delicious. Spicy Bowser's meatball. 10 out of 10 recommend. There's my tangent. Back on track. Iron, this is a big one. This is one I've been in like an argument in the house, and we'll see if I win very soon. We can keep talking about Miss Kim every once in a while on here. Sue's gonna snitch. Iron crucial for healthy blood. People low on iron can develop anemia, which can affect energy, memory, concentration, and immune function. Needed to make hemoglobin, which transports oxygen in your blood. Needed to make myoglobin, which provides oxygen to your muscles. Iron-rich foods. Beef. My wife doesn't eat beef. Oysters. She don't really eat those very rarely, very occasionally. White beans, nope. Spinach, rare. Chocolate, doesn't do it. Quinoa, nope. White button mushrooms, pumpkin seeds. She has been feeling number two there on that deficiency, fatigue. And I'm like, I'm betting you're probably going to be low on iron just based on your diet, and get blood work done. Of course, the hospital didn't order like the comprehensive. And I looked at it, I'm like, there's no iron. We need iron. We need no iron. I want to know what your iron is at just to find out, see if we can get you some more iron. Once you see it, what happened? So that's the one, that's our argument in here tonight, or not here tonight. And for the past, I'm like, you got to find out what your iron levels are at, because then you could supplement with it if you needed to. But deficiencies, anemia, fatigue, trouble concentrating, poor memory, pale skin, weak and brittle nails, dizziness, shortness of breath. That's another one. The hypochondriac in me, shortness of breath and dizziness. I'm gonna be like, nope, I'm going to the doctor immediately. Make sure nothing's funny. Nothing's funny. Magnesium. This was another one I was actually very low on when I got tested and kind of just revamped my diet. So, all right, let's get some more magnesium in. Let's supplement with magnesium. Important mineral that plays a role in over 600 processes in the body. About 50% of US adults are low on magnesium. So healthy blood sugar levels, it's a big one. Relaxes the muscles. That's why I love taking magnesium at night. And just kind of helps me decompress. Improves sleep quality, eases depression, supports heart health, and prevents migraines. Actually, one of the reasons for my doc visit that I was getting, I hit that lovely age where I'm close to that lovely age for men where you have to potty 6 times in the middle of the night. And she's like, number one, you're drinking too much water, because at the end of the night, like, after 8 o'clock, let's cut the water down, and but let's try to ease off of that. And so my magnesium supplement before was a powder, and I was drinking a glass of that right before I went to bed. So I was like chugging a glass of water, and I cut that out, but I switched over to a pill where I could just kind of and now I take a combination, which ZMA, which is a really good one before you sleep. It's definitely, I'm sleeping so restfully now and just relaxed and waking up and feeling refreshed. So ZMA is a good one, which is zinc, magnesium aspartate, I think. I'll double check that. Make sure I got that right. But yeah, all that fun stuff. Spinach, pumpkin seeds, beans, legumes, tuna, brown rice, almonds, dark chocolate, avocados, and bananas. And that's why I was probably low. I had to cut dark chocolate with the acid reflux. Spinach, I don't eat probably as much as I should. Pumpkins is very rare in my personal diet. I like fish. I do not love tuna unless it's sushi tuna. Avocados, don't eat them enough. Bananas, every once in a while. Every once in a while. And you get muscle spasms and cramps. That's a really easy sign if your magnesium is low. If you're cramping too much, that and potassium will help. You're adding spinach to breakfast now because it's on every list. I like that. More spinach. Did you see Popeye? He was a huge spinach guy. Follow Popeye. Cartoons will always tell you the right thing to do. Muscle weakness, fatigue, loss of appetite, nausea, high blood pressure. Spinach, BV number. What is BV number 3?
Breakfast vegetable.
Breakfast vegetable number 3. I got avocado. What's the other one? Broccoli? Love that you're all like 2 of you are on my screen. I got the asparagus season. What's number 2? Broccoli. Okay. 2 of you are just walking right now and moving. Like, I missed that part. My bad. I got the pictures of you window. I got the chat window, and then I got this going on my screen. Abnormal heartbeat. That's another one. I don't want to mess with that. That's one muscle, the probably really important one. I don't want to mess with that ever. And the last one, zinc, that comes in that ZMA that I take. Zinc is the second most abundant mineral in your body next to iron, plays a crucial role in immunity. Your body can't store zinc, so you must get it from foods or supplements on the regular. Strengthens your immune system, promotes wound healing, supports growth and development, promotes the sexual health, and helps your body synthesize thyroid hormones. Zinc-rich foods, oysters, beef, chicken. Get plenty of chicken. I think chicken's probably on the lower end there. Tofu, pumpkin seed. I really got to start eating pumpkin seeds regularly. Lentils and oatmeal. Deficiency signs, unexplained weight loss. I don't think anybody would complain about that, but you know what? You kind of want to expect it. The unexpected is probably not a good thing. Poor wound healing, skin rashes, diarrhea, loss of appetite. I probably just gave you loss of appetite because I'm talking about diarrhea, frequent infections, hair loss, and delayed sexual maturation. This is that's like funny, like, because you always hear a movie. This is a real thing. Oysters, you eat oysters, you hear that in a movie, like, oh yeah, the guy had oysters, and you get you all ramped up. Yes, the zinc definitely plays a role in that sexual health, and oysters are very high in zinc. I wish anybody not like oysters?
Me.
What?
I'm not a seafood person either.
Nope, no seafood.
No seafood? You're missing
Nope. No, I'm good.
But also,
Listen-
like high levels of zinc and iron can cause like chronic nausea,
You got
which I found out
the
for
hard
someone who has thyroid disease and was taking zinc supplements to help. I was nauseous like 90% of my day.
Ooh,
It doesn't happen to everyone, but apparently I'm one of those people, and there's not a lot out there about it. So
all right.
just, for people who want to take zinc supplements, like that's possibly a thing for.
That's good to know. Yeah, that's what I say. Like, if you have the ability to get your numbers checked and see if anything's off, but then also like things, some people, especially like January, like this outside of the gym, the supplement aisle is packed. People are like, oh, this is my healthy year. I'm gonna take all these supplements. All right, let's go introduce 10 to 15 things into your body that you weren't taking before. All right, that's probably a terrible idea because if one of them is playing like what Zinc did to Alex, one of them's messing with you, you're not going to know which one was kind of throwing you off. And then you're trying to, all right, now I got to figure that out. And that's just a pain in the butt to do. You got to start eliminating things. Try something out, give it a couple weeks, see how you feel on it. If it doesn't do anything positive for you, don't move up, don't continue with it. If it does do something positive with you, stick with it and then get your levels checked again once you've, found that right flow. But is that all of them? That's all of them for this one. Kept it at 10 or 9. Kept it at 9. Who feels they get like enough of every nutrient? All of us. Good. None of us.
No way.
You said no
Definitely
way?
not. No, I'm definitely missing something. I don't know what, but it's something.
Definitely missing something. That's something. I mean, you can get that checked out and figure it out. Figure it out because it'll, why do you say you're missing something? That's a better line of questioning.
Because I know my diet's not great. So I'm sure there are things that are maybe not missing, but definitely not
optimal.
Optimal. Yeah.
All right. Oh man, I'm trying to pull up a picture too. That's where I say like test something out, see if you feel all right with it. I would always check with the doctor. Like if you're on any kind of medications, make sure there's no contradictions there, nothing that's gonna butt heads with each other, and like that's the last thing you want.
The workout chat thing.
Oh man, I'm trying to find just a picture of this guy, and every time I try to open a picture, I get like wild articles. I just want to see the photo.
I Googled the Liver King. Very interesting.
This is actually a perfect one because this article here, oh man, it won't even share the darn photo. But like, I just like the article title on this one because wait, here we go. Let's go back to share. How the rise of mega influencers has put consumers at risk. I'm actually going to keep
Oh,
referring.
I
Oh my
remember
God,
seeing that
dog.
picture.
You see that picture?
Yeah.
Like, the guy's just freaking nature. Like, he's 260 something pounds and just eating raw liver all day, every day. Man, let's go back here. But yeah, like, come on, there ain't nothing natural about that gentleman. But made a, you look at him and his family live on a farm, and you look at the farm they live on, and it's like, of course he's pushing these liver supplements. You know how much these companies probably give this guy to push his liver? They got a beautiful, beautiful home out on a farm. His kids are on like ATVs and they're out hunting all the time. And it's like he's getting so much money from this company that is insane. That's where I mean, I'm so cautious, especially when, you know, Miss I listen to what the influencers tell me and not the husband of the doc. That's where I'm like, be careful with that one. Do your research. Make sure you're good on it. Make sure you're good. And there's so many. I mentioned on one of the TC calls that fitness influencer guy that just got totally trashed because he linked up with Celsius and like they started paying him. So he started promoting Celsius. And anybody drink Celsius? No? That shit is not good for
I
you.
I do sometimes. It's the easiest thing to get and it has a lot of caffeine.
It is simple to get. It's got caffeine, but yeah, it's got a lot of caffeine.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of
Well,
caffeine.
I mean, I've been running on 600 milligrams a day and haven't exploded yet. I'm trying to cut down, but days are long.
I just saw some eyes go wide. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm not saying I'm doing it right. I'm just saying
maybe
I'm
scale
doing
back a little. Be careful with the Celsius because it's a lot. It's a lot.
I mean, it's expensive, so I don't really buy it that often because it's like $3 a can and it's not worth it.
I cold brew my own coffee. That's my vice. I love coffee. Cold brew my own and try to stay away from that other stuff. But I was on, I don't know if you remember, I went back in September. I went out to Tennessee for a conference, a fitness conference. Was it? Yeah, Nashville. And somehow on the flight back, I got seated next to the sales rep for Celsius. And I was just talking to him. He's like, "Oh, I'd love to get in your gyms." Like he's trying to push it on me and trying to help him get into, Orange Theory. And I was like, yeah, I'm not really. You got people doing high intensity interval training in there. And I'm like, probably not best thing to jack up their heart rate even higher before they're going into like this grueling workout. And he was like, yeah, we're struggling to break into the fitness market, but the one we really want is Red Bull. We want to become Celsius and vodka, because he's like, those are much easier people to crack. People that drink like a Red Bull and vodka and their inhibitions are lower and they're going to drink more and more of those. He's like, we want it to become Celsius and vodka instead of Red Bull vodka. And I was like, mind blown. He goes, if we can crack that market, we're going to blow the industry out of the water. And I was like, just hearing this global sales rep talking about it, I was like, yeah, I threw his card out the second I got off the plane. I'm like, I don't need that. But that's, watch the influencers pushing too much on you. My husband says who needs vegetables when you can eat testicles? He eats bull testicles. Yeah, if you decide to follow the Liver King on Instagram and go through some of his old videos, there are videos of him eating bull testicles and preaching. Season, the chef, even shook her head at that. Season, not for you? No?
No, no, thanks. You can keep your nuts. No.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, I
So can
don't.
the bull.
That's not something. No, I'm just not doing it. The only time is if I went on like, what was it, Fear Factor that used to make you do stuff like that? Survivor used to make you eat like the bugs. I think they brought it back the last season, where it was like you got to eat some of this stuff, and maybe I would do it there if there's $1 million on the line. But that is not. This is not a delicacy to me. I'm okay with that. I'm good. I don't need to. Nope, we're not walking that road. Oh, that's all I had for tonight. What should I cover next week? Should I just keep going with the nutrient one, or should I make it a shorter, do 30 minutes of that and like open Q&A and chat?
Are we doing like challenges within our group now? I know that was something that was kind of
We're going
discussed.
to once I finish wrapping up all my transformation stuff on my end, all the housekeeping stuff. I'm gonna go through and like deactivate some people now. Otherwise, the app charges me by the person that I set up. I have dog hair flying all over. If you see me just like doing this, his fluff is everywhere. It's on the computer. But yes, what kind of mini challenge you want to do? I asked that in the other group too.
I mean, for me, it's anything but weight loss.
We're gonna
I
do
mean, I know that's the goal and I'm working on it, but like I'm pretty much like stuck. So there's very
tweaking.
little chance I got any kind of like advantage there.
I like what we did a couple months ago, the protein and the workouts.
Protein and workouts. What do we do for protein?
I don't know, or macros in general. I don't know. Didn't we do nutrition or did we not?
We did.
It was, yeah, you got points for like meeting your nutrition goals for the day.
Ah,
Like, and so it was that in workouts and PRs.
we'll do a focus like that. I'll have something ready by April. Well, I'll have something ready by April 1. But then I can't have a winner because I'm gonna be.
Are you sure you don't want to get through springtime first?
That was my next question.
I'm looking at the calendar. I can't wait for springtime. I need to go get those costumes. I need to finish that.
I can't wait to go shop at the Brooks section.
Oh, that's gonna be there.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of which, would anyone like to mail me some shoes?
Me too, me too, me too.
I mean, I have no problem with it.
That's actually probably going to be one of those days where I do go there early. So I usually wait for everybody else to get out of work, but I'll probably just go straight from the gym now that the Brooks are dropping. So I could probably pick something up.
Sue said she would, but then she'd have to go to the post office and she'd have to Uber sideways and blah, blah, blah. But if you have a car and you want to send me some Brooks, I wear a size 9.
You know what's going to happen though? I'm going to be leaving with 6 things at Brooks, and people are going to question me. I'm going to show up on social media like the guy who's buying all the shoes.
No, because you're a runner, so you go through them really quickly, so you just have them like ready to go. That's all you got to tell
Women's
them.
size 9. I need a women's size 10 apparently.
But yeah, but you're married and she's also a runner. I'm hearing no problems here. I'm like talking myself out of this situation real quick.
The problem is he can't sneak in and out. He's too well known now in the Run Disney community. So people are going to look at him and be like, there's the tutu guy. Why has he got all those sneakers?
Because him and his wife are running and they're training for a marathon and they need to have like back shoes like ready to go. Because what happens if there's a delay?
Yep.
I'll try. Worst case scenario, you know what?
I mean, season worst case, like our friends that live in Florida, one of them is doing the 5 and 10K with us, and they're driving down. So if I get them, I can always just have him drive me to the nearest post office. I don't think he'll care.
You're a pal. Tip.
Probably easier for me. Does anyone know what they look like?
No.
What model is it? Did they confirm which one it is? You all want shoes you don't even know if you like yet.
Hopefully they'll be like the New Balance and put out, a couple of different, whatever Brooks is, the Ghosts and I forget what the other ones are.
Adrenaline.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be over there just messaging you all like, all right, we got Ghosts, we got Adrenalines, Ariel, we got.
You got to plan it ahead of time. So what you do is you get there, you take all the photos, send them all to the group chat on the app. And then people can tell you which one they want and the size. So they just resend the photo with their size. So it's linked to their name.
Look, the Want to make it even easier? Make it even easier. I know somebody that gets in the day before, and she does like the merch preview on her social media. So if you just follow her, you can screenshot it and send it to me. This is the one I'm looking for, and then I can figure it out. Easy enough.
You're gonna need to drop her Instagram handle.
Mom runs Disney. Really simple. Mom runs Disney.
She does the expo too. I thought she just did the Run Disney merch. She does all of it.
Yeah, she does the merch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Jocelyn, isn't it?
Yeah, Jocelyn. She's always in on that early stuff.
Oh, I've seen some of her posts on the Run Disney group on Facebook.
I don't think MDD's good. No, Michael Does Disney's not going to be here. But he'd probably be a good person if he was going to be here. But he's not going to be here. They had a baby.
Waiting for Fluffy Fizzies to come back too because I'm getting low on my stash.
I know. I messaged her. On Princess trying to get my stuff, and I'm in a real conundrum. I'm trying to figure out if I want to paint my body as Drax on Friday morning.
Nice.
You should.
I thought we agreed last night you were going to do this.
We did?
Listen, get one of those like air sprayers from Amazon and have Kim get started at like 1 a.m.
Unless you're posting it on your OnlyFans page, and then it should probably be chocolate, which is also excellent in what was it, ladies? The dark chocolate? Which one?
Oh yeah, it's magnesium
I
or
don't know
something.
there was a video of Adam just covering me in that Fluffy Fizzies black sparkle in the corral. This is how last minute we are. This is like, no, I don't know how. I don't know. You might not know Mike Berselli, but you probably seen him. He was the guy that did Tree of Life. Did anybody see that costume?
Mm-hmm.
He dressed up as Tree of Life and had everything painted on him morning of or the night before. Like I don't have that kind of. I'm getting up at 1 o'clock in the morning and having somebody paint henna all over my body to look like Tree of Life. He looked awesome. I love the guy. Looked awesome, but I'm like, no, that's Drax. So I can just kind of cover the gray and be good. I'm trying to figure out how to make Mr. Incredible slutty, and I'm just might not do a top. Might not just I should just go Jack in like the baby outfit.
I mean, I don't know
diaper?
that it's slutty,
Huh?
but you could just, instead of wearing the one piece, just have the Incredible insignia on your chest. And then your chest would still be, it's April. It's going to be warm.
It's gonna be hot. That's my other concern. I need to get on
No,
it.
nothing some sunscreen won't cover. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Just do like red leggings and a red tutu and put the insignia on your chest.
That's a good idea.
All right. I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm gonna go down
Wait,
that
who's
rabbit hole.
Adam gonna
I can
be in The
get-
Incredibles then?
What?
Who's Adam gonna be? Adam and Kim.
Oh, Adam is being Mrs. Incredible. He is dying. He finds that meme where Mrs. Incredible has like the big booty. Like, you ever see that where Pixar just made her butt not proportionate and she looks like she got a BBL? And
She's just curvy. Don't be hating.
he is dying to put a pillow in his backside and run like that. We have problems. The Hercules is easy. That's the easy costume. Simple, easy. I'm ready for it. And then I'm gonna be sad, and then I'm gonna have to help myself out to go to California. Oh man. All right. I will see you all. Wait, is next week springtime?
Nope, one more week.
No.
One more week.
Sweetie.
So I'll see you this time next week. Springtime weekend, Tuesday or Wednesday.
I say Tuesday because I'm flying out Wednesday.
You say Tuesday? Tuesday it is. You're in charge of reminding me next week to move it and alert people. Tuesday. So Thursday, then Tuesday. Okay, perfect. All right. Y'all go enjoy your night. I'm gonna walk this doggo. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.